I'm Victoria Pearson, but you can call me V, and you may have noticed we are back in my bedroom once again, but don't worry, it is not because I am massively poorly, it is just that I am massively disorganised, and so I have left filming this video to the very last minute. As a result of that, my house is full of people, the washing machine's going, the tumble dryer's going, the dishwasher's going, there's noise happening everywhere. This was the only quiet space that I could find. If you're wondering what all of this stuff is behind me, that's nothing to do with this video either. You can check it out though on my latest Ultra Tour video, where you'll be able to explain what all of this is. It's nothing to do with today. It is just the only place that was vaguely tidy for a background for me today. And to be honest, the definition of tidy is stretching a little bit there, isn't it? So this week has been full once again of medical shenanigans, which I think finally, touch wood, are all resolved now. Well, I do have to have another blood test, but apart from that, I think we're all resolved now, both me and my daughter, and we're all feeling a lot better. I took my daughter home to university yesterday, and it was really, really sad. And then when I got up this morning, I was reading something on Reddit that I thought she might find interesting, and I thought to myself, I'll show her that when she wakes up. And then I remembered that she wasn't here anymore, and I got sad all over again. But it was a very, very smooth journey there. It was a very, very smooth journey back. My car might be quite rickety and her engine light might keep coming on, but she hasn't let me down yet so far, especially when I've needed her to behave on the motorway. So I'm very, very relieved about that. Now, you would think that spending a lot of time in urgent care and A&E this week would have meant that I got a chance to actually read some of my book that I got for Christmas. I haven't had a chance to read as much as I would have liked to. Normally I would have finished a book this size on Christmas Day, but this wasn't what I was expecting at all. It is The Greek Myths, the Complete and Definitive Edition by Robert Graves. I've had this on my wish list for ages. As you might be able to tell, I am going through a little bit of an ancient Greeks sort of hyper focus at the moment. And so I've had this on my wish list for a while. My husband got it for me for Christmas. It isn't at all what I expected. I expected it to just be narratives of the stories of the Olympians and the other Greek gods, but it actually provides a lot of sort of social and historical context for what was going on. It explains how some of the myths at the time were sort of political satire of their time, and I've been really, really enjoying it. It was too distracting to read in the waiting room too much. There was just too much going on for me to really sink into it, and so as a result, I've only read like this much of it. But I am really enjoying what I've read so far. I've never really had the opportunity to see the myths presented in a way that helps me understand what was happening in the real world at the time that they were written. And I didn't really realise how much of the myths changed depending on the locale of where they're being told at the time as well. And so I really, really enjoyed as well that we have myths from different perspectives in there, and depending on who the people at the time were worshipping. Like the people in Athens who worshipped Athena would have told the story in a very different way to followers of Ares might have told a story, and things like that. And so I'm really, really enjoying that so far. I can't wait to get really, really stuck into it. As I say, I am on a little bit of an ancient Greek sort of hyper focus at the moment, and so I've really enjoyed Epic the Musical. I really enjoyed Chaos. I can't really find anything else that is in a similar vein that's on TV at the moment though, and so recently, when I haven't been reading my book or doing some new arts things, which I'm going to get to in a minute, I have been watching the new season of Squid Game, and I'm also catching up on Alice in Borderlands, which I realised that I am way, way behind the crowd on picking up on that one. I'm really enjoying that so far as well. I liked Squid Game. And I enjoyed the second season, but I felt like the second season felt like half a season, and that it might be better once season 3 is out. It feels like it's a season that has been cut in two rather than a resolution and an ending there. And so I didn't enjoy Squid Game 2 as much as I did with the first season. But I'm really, really enjoying Alice in Borderland. I'm liking the games that's in it. I'm watching the dub, not the sub though, and I feel like I'm losing some aspects of the show by doing that. So when I finished it with my husband, I might rewatch it again with subtitles instead of the dub, because I feel like there might be some nuances that I'm missing with the dub. But I'm really, really enjoying that so far as well. So as I just said, I will get to the art stuff now because I just did mention it. I also got lots and lots of different kinds of art supplies for Christmas, including some where I get to paint on glass and things like that. So that's going to be really fun to play with. I've got a load of canvases and some plans for those canvases as well. So if you are interested in seeing my different artworks and stuff, I will probably put some of them on Ko-fi, but I'm going to also make some making of videos for you over the next couple of weeks as well, so that you can see some more of my chaos arts and crafts, because I do get very messy with the arts and crafts, but I think that's part of the fun of it. And sure, they're not going to be awesome because I'm not the best artist in the world, but everyone has to start somewhere, and I think giving ourselves permission to be a beginner is a really, really important part of creating as an artist. And so this year I'm hoping to balance my writing with my other types of art and make a bit more of both of them that way, because I can refill my creative well in different ways at different times. Some of you who are watching might have done the artist way in the past and seen me use a couple of buzzwords from that. I did it a few years ago. It was a brilliant way of unblocking myself as an artist, and I'm thinking that I might have to redo it again this year. But I will be taking you guys along with me on the journey if I do that again. The Artist Way is quite an intensive 12-week course, but it is well worth doing, and it changed my life quite fundamentally the first time I did it, so I may well be doing that again this year. But also, like I said, ancient Greek's hyper-focus going on at the moment. I think if you are following me on Patreon, you're going to see a lot of that bleeding through into my Patreon stories this year. I've got lots of ideas for retellings of ancient Greek myths, but also new stories based on those characters. And so I did mention that I might be serialising a novel on Patreon in the latter part of this year. I think it is going to be Greek god themed. I'm still working out a couple of little details about it. But I will try and remember to put my Patreon at the bottom of the screen for you so that you can check that out as it's born and as we go along with it. But the ideas that I'm kicking around at the moment in my creative groups are fun. I'm really looking forward to them, but I must finish my Summer Realm project first. I'm very, very near to the end of that. And actually Squid Games and Alice in Borderland have really helped me to work out the kinks in the chapter ahead of mine that I am struggling with, that has been delaying me on this project, because like I said before, I've got to work out puzzles that were put together by a genius, and I'm very much not a genius, and that is quite a challenging thing as a writer to do, is write things from the perspective of people that are cleverer than you and come up with ideas from people that are cleverer than you without making them too obvious and easy. But I think that watching those sorts of things with these playable games where you've got to make very difficult choices, and there is sometimes a way to cheat the game almost, especially in Alice in Borderland. And so I think that watching those has really helped me to subconsciously work out what some of my puzzles are going to be and how they're going to work in the context of the story. It's so much fun writing steampunk fantasy. I can't believe I've never written steampunk fantasy before, but this is so much fun. I'm almost definitely going to do some more. I'm hoping to do some short stories based in Summer Realm as well in the next couple of months, because later in this year I've got a new short story collection coming out, so that's super exciting as well. There's such a lot going on, and I haven't had a chance to get on with any of it so far yet because I have been so caught up with medical shenanigans and family stuff and all that sort of thing. But like I said, feeling better now, daughter's feeling better now, everyone's back at school, work, university. Now I can start enacting all these plans and getting back to some of the people that I have not had a chance to reply to yet. I promise you. It's not that I don't care about you. It is just that everything has been so unbelievably busy and I've been so very poorly. Haven't had the chance to. I needed to unplug, recharge, get my batteries going again. And now, even though we probably can't call it New Year still, because we've been in January for forever. Like, January is just the infinite month that goes on forever. I think we're about halfway through it by now, but isn't it taking forever? I feel like it's still new enough New Year that I can say, right, time to start the new year now, because I am feeling ready for it at last. Next week, we are going to be talking about the science of deep breathing, the benefits that you get from taking a deep breath with me each day, because I've had some strange comments about what kind of value does that bring. But there is actually a lot of value to taking a deep breath each day. There is actually a lot of value for your health and for your mental health. And so I want to go through all that with you next week. But what I don't want to do is give you a fact that I can't back up and give you the wrong information. It's important when it's about your health. And so I want to take a little bit more time to research that before I get back to you and explain to you why we do the daily breath each day. I'm going to get to it. I didn't have a chance to research that this week, so I'm thinking that that's what you're going to be joining me to discuss next week. But either way, I will be here on Monday talking about something, or making art, or doing something, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about taking a great big deep breath. I will also be here every single morning in your shorts, taking that great big deep breath and encouraging you to do the same for lots of good health reasons. And I will also be here on a Witchy Wednesday, doing an intuitive tarot card read as well. Till then, you have yourself a magical week.